I think an important one too about Quota is not even just the prod non-prod separation. So we have a lot of companies that will build, I don't want to say massive clusters, but they'll build a large shared cluster for development, right? And so back to Ryan's scenario of you don't want developer A affecting what developer B through Z is doing, because now you just lost a lot of development time and money, right? So you can enforce restrictions and quotas on namespaces so that you don't have noisy neighbor issues. And again, dev A doesn't just bring all the other namespaces to its knees because he tried to do something a little silly, right? So I think it's important to point out this is more than just prod versus non-prod, but also for shared clusters,
Yep.
even multi-tenant type situations too, right? Where you may have a multi-tenant cluster that's literally shared by a couple of different disparate environments because of how your company is set up, but they're all in the same resource pool, and you need to ensure that one is not affecting the other. So yeah, definitely something that should be thought about and
Yeah, I
planned,
agree.
really.
I agree. Shared services is a great example. There's a community standard that's been evolving over the last 4 or 5 years, particularly, um, the target failure scenario comes to mind. They wrote an excellent Medium blog on like lessons learned post-mortem. There's now a website for those who are unfamiliar. I'll throw it in chat, but it's just k8s.af, and it's just Kubernetes failure stories. And the point of that is the community has chosen a standard, which is mini Kubernetes clusters sized to fit the workloads. And that's something that emerged after Kubernetes got easier to install. 9 years ago, it took 2 weeks, and then it took 3 days. And now we're at this realm where in a couple of minutes, you can have a cluster running, particularly if you're automating it with GitOps. And so that leads to new challenges that we should get into cluster sprawl. But as it relates to Quota, when you have a shared cluster, that is, it could be doing multiple services. I've seen something as large as 4,000 different namespaces supporting 4,000 different microservices on a single cluster. That's a very large blast radius, and that's what the target scenario talks about. So you could have a cascading failure unless you're implementing quota policies. You're still large blast radius, but quota policies are a very easy way to protect, particularly on resource constrained environments that are on-prem, for example.